Hey y'all, how are you? It's Burgess Taylor, our Journey with Burgess, and I am going to show you May's setup for most things. We'll have part 2. I've been trying to get this video filmed for a while now, and every time I have tried to film it, I've had some kind of issue, power outages, lost footage, and I've been distracted by the Depp Heard trial. So May, I started Seeking Wisdom, the 6-week Artist Way program called Seeking Wisdom by Julia Cameron. It's a part of the Artist Way series, and I did the introduction last week. I'm reading chapter 1 this week. This is my insert for it. And this was the bullet journal, so I'm going to show you the setup really quickly. Here is what I had originally done, and I need to write down today's stuff. And I had used some ephemera from a fairy journaling book that I have. These are my projects: Art Daily, Journaling Daily, Walking Daily, and the Artist Ways Seeking Wisdom. These are the things I'm thankful for. This is a field guide to fairies. This is a list of equipment needed to find fairies. These are my wins and my setbacks. This is the plan of action. The coffee cup. I guess it could be tea, but this is the other week. Last week, I think. And then I was doing the daily stuff, but I noticed that I was doing more journaling. Quite a bit of journaling. And the more that I did it, the more that I realized this really needed to be my journal, a project journal, because I have in the front, I have my goals for 2022 for the spring and stuff. So I made this the project journal so I can do project stuff with it, and that's one of them. I said I switched some things around. That was the black B6 Plus Moterm. This is an apple pig. It's like a lavender color. This is the new Sanzin Tomo River paper. It's the new Tomo River paper called Sanzin. I got it from Danica58 on Etsy. It is B6 dot grid, and it is lovely. It has 384 pages. So it's the Sanzin formula. And what I did is I did this, and I combined the two different, that was the list, and then that was the front. I combined them because this is my document my life journal. So things I want to document, things that are going on, like the Depp trial. They've had him under a microscope for weeks now, and Amber Heard, her testimony's been just started yesterday. I can't wait for the cross-examination. So I was journaling about my watercolor palette. That's this one. And a pen, the coffee, doing some work. This is the paper, the thing from IKEA. I got a thing to go on my desk and a desk lamp. This is, like I said, I'm doodling daily. And the secret is out. Casual drawing is good for you, but how do you draw your way to a more mindful life? Try these basic techniques to make more fun and satisfying. So I have that here. But I have the chat that I want to do about this elsewhere, because this is the journal. And then after I do the chat, I'll write how I think it went, maybe. Or I might just journal about something else, because I have a studio journal, which is this. So I might take a picture of that page, take a picture of the page in the bullet journal, and then I'll add them into here, because this is the studio journal. Things that come in, things that go out. I've got a journal about this, and I've got a watercolor that. Here's May. I've changed some things around so things are more cohesive. And this, I printed my PDF of this on clear matte sticky paper from Avery. like a label sticker paper from Avery. So this is, I was figuring out themes and using washi tape, new washi tape that came in, and thinking, you know, I'm using some of the mushroom stuff this month. I'm fairy garden. So we've got purple and flowers and garden stuff and fairies, mushrooms, maybe a gnome or two. And then, you know, we might have some things. And next month in June, I'm going to do cherry blossoms. And then in July or August, whichever month Shark Week is, I'll do ocean animals, and I'll do sharks specifically the week of Shark Week. But the other month, whichever month Shark Week is not in, then I'm going to do the Very Hungry Caterpillar. I've made up my mind. So that's where this is. So this would probably be the doodle, where I do the doodle chat, which will most likely be a journal and chat with me for Patreon. So this is a dark purple. I'm not sure what the color is called, but it's a very dark purple, and it's a Sojourner folio. So I also still have my Hobonichi, but I also have, this is the B6 Slim Sojourner folio, and this is my Morning Pages journal. And there's my Hobonichi cousin. So this, however, is new to me. You're going to see some changes going on around here. And I'm going to work through the changes because I think these are all for the positive. And I wrote this down. Okay. For those of you who are interested in this stuff, continue watching. If you're not interested, just listen. You can just listen because it's more of like an affirmation and manifesting. So my affirmation for today was, the more I honor my inner light, the more I brighten the world I choose to shine. That was my affirmation. And then it was an oracle card, but I think of them as my inspiration for the day. And it was home. Home can represent returning to or leaving the next. It's the nest. Oh, okay. Not the next. The nest. It's the feeling of place in ourselves where we find that warmth and comfort of belonging where needs are met. So I really liked that. And the more that I was thinking about shining light on where I feel at home, where I feel comfort, where I find that warmth, where I feel like I belong, part of that is here in the studio. And my tarot card for today was the Nine of Pentacles. And it said, reflect on your hard work and celebrate your independent accomplishments. You are deserving of the life you've built and the rewards you've earned. You are worthy of comfort and, yes, even luxury. This is a call to appreciate yourself fully and be proud of your unique gifts and offerings. Focus on building your confidence and shifting your self-perception. Focus on your own path. It is exactly what I need. This is the A5 Plus Moterm in the olive color. I'm going to get back to some of these setups later. So today, now I had this other video. I've tried this several times, and I had this other video I just uploaded to Patreon yesterday that was the preview for y'all. That it had the oops and things like that in it. It's not really what I wanted to do. I never would have imagined that I would own a Gillio anything. I would not have imagined. But one of the things that David and I decided when we were talking about our tax money, we had a few different options, and we decided to invest in our passions and invest in some things for each other that were unicorn things, and that we've been through a lot the past few years. We've been through a lot the past year, and it's been overwhelming and stressful, and we're both just trying to hold our heads above water some days. Some days I'm doing well to get out of the bed and move. The arthritis has been worse and stuff like that. So anyway, we decided to do that. I paid some medical bills. We got a new battery for David's car. We got a new battery for the mower. I did some things, bought some extra things that we don't normally get unless we have, some extra money. I bought this new to me. The next few things that you're going to see are new to me. The only one that's not is a motorm, and I got it from AliExpress, so it wasn't very expensive because they're hard to find in certain colors on Amazon. So I've been feeling the purple switch for a while. I haven't been consistent here on YouTube, but if you notice, I have the purple fountain pens. I have been slowly, I love my red, y'all. I love my red. But I have been slowly switching. It was time for a change. I like the red in here, and I'm still going to do accents of red. I still will wear red, but I'm going back to some of the purple. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I used to be in the purple room. The walls were painted a very pretty plum color, but it was just too dark for that little tiny room. But that was my stepdaughter's favorite color, and that was technically her room / my office. It was a shared space. So I saw this on the buy sell trade group, and I kept looking at it, and I kept looking at it. Now there are several people that are selling a B6 Purple Apunto Croc, and it's not something I could afford to go on the Gillio website and order whatever I wanted. I could not afford to do that. But one of the things I got to thinking about, I saved quite a bit for a while to get my very first really special made to order traveler's notebook. And back then there was an artist who was making them, and she doesn't make them anymore. Her name was Janelle, and I had a custom color done, and it's that colorway is still my favorite. It's a red and a blue with a mix, and so you end up with a red and a blue and a purple, and it looks very much like this, but without the yellow and the orange and the green. So that's what my traveler's notebooks look like. And there I have them still. I use them every now and again. The more I got to thinking about it, the more that I realized if I were to order a Chic Sparrow and a B6 with the pockets, and what I thought when went searching was, what are you doing? You know you can't afford these. What are you doing? But I signed up for joined like a few different groups, the Gillio Marketplace, the Gillio Unplugged, and I searched Facebook Marketplace, I searched eBay, I searched Mercari and Poshmark and Etsy and all kinds of places. And there were about 3 or 4, but this one on, I think she had it posted on both Gillio Facebook groups, but she had it for a good price, and you could tell by the pictures that she had taken care of it. She still had the box. But anyway, so this is the B6 Apunto Purple Croc, and I've changed my system, and I'm going to tell you why. There's going to be a blog post that accompanies this, so I'm going to talk for just a few minutes about one of the things that I found to be the big thing for me. May's setup in a variety of different things is really about being creative. It's about having fun. It's about being mindful and productive, but being free. No rules, to be creative. It's about combining function and form. It's about combining, structure and creativity. And the bullet journal system itself, it has that. It's for it to work, you're gathering your thoughts and your ideas, all these things, into one place is how he did this. I've got the book. I wrote it down. Let's see. Track the past, order the present, design the future. The bullet journal is a method. That's why he calls it the bullet journal method. But the method that it is, like I said, it's a way of gathering your thoughts. But it's also a way of organizing those thoughts. All the things that are need to come out of your mind You know, the GTD method and the eat the frog method. There's a bunch of different things. But as somebody who has ADHD, if I don't write it down, even if it's extremely important, I may not remember it. And one of the reasons the bullet journal works now, when it didn't work for me for a good while, up until a couple of years ago, was that the big thing, one of the big aspects of the bullet journal that makes it work so well, is that you are reviewing and reflecting. You are doing an overview. And for some people, they're doing it every single day. Other people are doing it a few times a week. Some people are only doing it once a week. Some people are doing it monthly or bi-weekly, or, you know, there's different strokes for different folks when it comes to the bullet journal, because you can make it your own. And he suggests that. Ryder suggests that. But it's a system. Ryder Carroll uses one notebook and he uses it for everything. But it is a journal. It's not a planner. I need a 2-book system because I need a planner. And the more that I tried to force myself into doing things, and the more that I drew out the calendars, and it looks so cute. Look at how cute. Hello. So I ordered the Wonderland 222 B6 planner and journal. This is the smaller version, the less thick. It's the thinner version. I started this year out with the A5 Wonderland 222 journal and planner, but for whatever reason the A5 wasn't really working, so I ended up with a Hobonichi cousin. The beginning of this year, actually December, January, and February were they were just trial runs. March was the transition month, and so my year really started in April. So technically May is my February, but it's spring. So I put some things that are important to me, some photos, the little stencils, some washi tape, some stickered little square round sticker things, some post-it notes, and I've made this my own. And the reason the 2-book system works so well for me is that journaling helps me to be mindful. It helps me to be concerned with what I want to focus on, and to be able to focus on that more often than not, even with the ADHD, because this helps me be more organized. It also increases my creativity, because if I'm productive and I'm doing things well, then I'm more likely to have more time for creativity. But the biggest, to me, one of the biggest benefits of journaling and using the bullet journal method is mental health and wellness. Because I've been concentrating for a good while on being mindful, being focused, productive, having more balance in my life. You know, all these normal self-improvement kind of things. You know, the word of the year this year is balance for me. Like I said, the beginning of the year, January, December through March, there were so many life things that actually had me rethinking my goals, along with other things, between my father-in-law passing away, the whole house getting COVID, my father-in-law in January, COVID in February. In March, I was still getting over COVID, so I was limited with what I could do. Everything I did left me exhausted. My husband still doesn't have all his smell and taste back. He can smell and taste some things, but not everything. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get back into the swing of things, this transition period. And normally when big life things happen, especially the negative things like losing a loved one, I journal. Journaling is my therapy. It has been since I was 7 years old, and I'm about to be 55 in July. But I wasn't doing as much journaling as I would have normally done, because we were very busy in December and January, going back and forth to the hospital, going to my mother-in-law's, doing stuff in our house, keeping up with other family, David's daughter, my daughter and son, our grandkids, our moms. So we were very just in demand. And our presence, because our presence was due elsewhere for a lot of it, I wasn't in the studio very much in January. I wasn't in the studio at all for the most part in February. In March, I returned to the studio, but like I said, I physically couldn't keep up with what I had been doing previously. So March was sort of this month of transition. In April, I really started to understand that I needed to rethink my schedule. I needed to rethink how I was going about things. I needed to rethink how I was spending my time and how I was organizing things. Because what I had been doing and working on prior to all these family things that were happening wasn't working. And I flopped a lot. And it was because I was so all over the place emotionally. I wasn't happy with anything because I wasn't happy. Not that I wasn't happy with David or that I wasn't happy overall in my life, but there were so many things going on. It was stressful. It was overwhelming. My anxiety, my ADHD, the depression, I've gained weight. They also had me on a steroid twice within a period of about 7 weeks. That's why I'm one of the reasons why I'm back to walking every day. Plus, it's part of the seeking wisdom. And if I can walk every day for at least 20 minutes, I really need some more coffee. If I could do that, I'm going to lose some weight. I'll get more fit. In March and April, I wasn't getting nearly as much done in the same amount of time as I was before. And there were days when I worked my butt off, but it didn't feel like I was really getting anywhere. I felt like that hamster on the wheel. I'm so not really into the hustle culture, but I try to get things done. And the difference between most of my days is how much I'm able to actually focus on the priority or the priorities of the day and not actually get stuck in those big distractions and the time sucks, like the Depp Heard trial. And sometimes you need that for yourself. You need to take time away, especially when you're trying to figure things out and you feel on that hamster wheel. And my videos have been on that hamster wheel because I have been on that hamster wheel. And the journaling, all of those, to me, it all affects. It's like an avalanche. The time sucks and the distractions kind of go hand in hand with ADHD, but even though I'm not able to actually turn the squirrels off, they're gonna come say hello. I can sometimes detour them, put them, detour. And one of the really big things that helps me is to make whatever it is I'm doing interesting, to make it fun. The more interested I am in what I'm doing, the more I'm likely to be in that creative zone. And then that means I'm going to be less distracted. Because once I can get into that creative zone, there's not a whole lot that distracts me. That's the one area when I get into that creative zone where I don't feel so distracted. I'm not easily distracted. Taking the time to review and reflect each day, week, month, that makes a huge difference. It's a tool. The bullet journal is a tool. And how we use the tool is what makes the difference in not only our self-care, our productivity, our organization, a lot of these things, our mental and physical and emotional health. Now, I love my bullet journal. For the most part, I follow Ryder Carroll's actual bullet journal method. However, I'm not a function over form planner or journaler. I definitely prefer to be creative in whatever I'm using. Journal, planner, a notepad. It doesn't matter. I'm creative in all the journals, planners, notebooks, sticky notes, to-do lists, notes when I take notes. A few years ago, I started adding, the art to my journal pages, and I've talked about this. And it escalated and went to the planner pages. Now I have bits of art like almost everywhere. I'm even making my own little stickers. So in search of the system, that's what I'm going to call it, revamping my system so that it would fit my needs, I found that what I needed was a 2-book system. I needed a planner and a journal, a notebook, planner and a journal. And I found that this is actually what works really best for me. The 2-book system not only allows me to have that structure, the function and the discipline, the organization that I need, but it also allows me the freedom to be creative. So, and I, not for nothing, I got tired of drawing trackers and calendars and weekly spreads and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So I ordered the B6 undated Wonderland 222 planner and journal, and here I am. And as much as I love the Hobonichi cousin, and I do, one, I like B6 better for some things, A5 better for other things, and A6 for some things. Those are my three main sizes. I do use B5s, composition notebooks and stuff. But there are days when I need more than one page. And that's that has always been one of the drawbacks for me. And when they came out with the day free, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Because there are some times with certain things where all I need is the notebook and calendar. Right now, though, I need more structure. So let's get to the setup, because I've talked enough. So when I ordered it, because I ordered it undated, I did not want to waste January through April, because I ordered it in April to start the beginning of May. So I started it out with saying hello to the weekend, which was the end of April and the beginning of May. I wanted to say hello and goodbye, and I did some journaling. I documented. It was sort of like a review and reflect, was talking about what was going on, and I continued into Sunday with it. And Sunday's when I started the bullet journal method, because that was the 1st of May. I had already started April in here. The last week or two of April is in the Stology. But I started here, and I wrote down things, and then I kept on, and I was trying to figure out which stencil worked best. Did I want to do dots? Because when I outline stuff like this, I use dots and dashes and stuff like that, Roman numerals, regular numbers. So I get two things, and I'm talking about, like, see, this is Tuesday. This is where I was at, and I finally got it up on Patreon yesterday evening, and now I'm redoing it for y'all. So anyway, see, distracted by the Depp Heard trial. I did take an artist date on Tuesday, though. So here is Wednesday, and I'm getting things done. I went walking. I've been reading. I'm making plans for a B6 notebook journal showdown. This is my old studio, and I'm going to do a tip-in. I'm about to do the IKEA stuff for the top of the desk, and I'm about to do some of this. My husband's going to help me. I'm going to revamp, and I'm going to take a picture of my desk once I get the stuff set up, and I will add it here as a tip-in. I've got some journaling cards, and I'm going to take a picture of that and add it into my studio journal. So here is today. The reason I talked about doodling is that I'm going to get into some more of a chat. I'm probably going to do that whenever I do some journaling. Like I said, I'm probably for Patreon, because I found some information and some statistics about it. And that's the little sticker that I made for editing. So I wrote right here, shine your light. That was the affirmation for today. Continuing to work on the barn studio, set up the shelf for the desk and storage. And like I said, my desk lamp that clamps onto the desk. So this is the journal part, the dailies part, and the collections part of the bullet journal. I'm going to move these because I have them both in this. So this is the planner portion. And I'm bullet journaling in this, but this makes it so much easier. I'm using the bullet journal method in the planner. So I have the keys, and I'm not, like, I know what my regular key is, and I either do squares or dots. I knew what I needed to do was add some other things, so I did that with the stencils. Haven't put anything in the index yet, and as you can see, I'm actually using some tabs. I need to put down all these steps. This is where we're putting videos and things like that. Like this is social media. So I'm going to need to add a picture to Instagram, but I did do the Patreon video yesterday. Okay. I will put the sticker once it gets uploaded here for y'all. If you are interested, by the way, sorry, distraction, squirrels. If you are interested in doing Seeking Wisdom by Julia Cameron, it's a 6 weeks program. I'm on week 1 right now. You could do the introduction and the chapter 1 in the same week. feel free to. I'm going to be posting some information in the Journey with Burgess Facebook group, and I'm probably going to be posting blog posts about it. I don't know if I'm going to be doing videos about it, but I'm going to be doing some blog posts about it. Actually, at the end of this week, Sunday will be, because that will be the actual end of the first week. I'm going by the seasons, and I should have started all of this like in actual April. But anyway, I'm going to need to use the pins, I think, because there's no way that this is going to work well without the pins. Let's see if they're in here. Oh, and the purple. I got the purple, the orange. Okay. I like not having to do the tracker, and all I have to do is fill it in. And then we get to here, and I did my April review. I printed what I had done in the other thing when I was setting up the bullet journal and astrology. I printed this on vellum. I cut it a little short. Oh well. This is where I added some of my stickers, and I've got like a post-it note, because there are some things that I'm not sure about. Then David and I aren't sure what we're going to get, so I didn't want to write it down until I knew. And this is my calendar for May. Now, one of the things that I know specifically that I need to do is to set up the new webcam. The one I have over there is that one webcam. Oh, that's about 15 years old. I was going to use it for the MacBook Pro, the new to me MacBook Pro that I got. Happy birthday to me early. And this was Mother's Day. And we have our 10-year wedding anniversary in September. But I realized that I wasn't going to be, it won't even register on the Mac, anything, not the iMac or the MacBook. That webcam is so old. So I had to get a new one. Here it is. So it's the 920X Pro. Okay, so I need to set up the webcam. I don't have like a lot, I have things on here that I have to do. Today is Cinco de Mayo, tomorrow is David's birthday, and then this is the next week, and this is the next week. We get to the end of May and the beginning of June, and I went ahead and put it on here, but so we have the review for May and the overview for June, June's calendar, and then June's calendar starts with the 6th, because it's going to flow. And it's okay if I'm working a couple of days before, I'm working a couple of days after. That's the great thing about having the calendar and the weekly stuff right here together. That's the one thing about the Hobonichi that I don't like. We should have had the calendar and the weeklies together, and then the dailies in the back. And that's the only thing I don't like about here, is there's really not enough pages in the back for me for dailies. For some people, yes, but for me, no. So I went ahead and set up, like this one doesn't have, but here's July, and July starts here with the 4th, because here's where the 3rd ends. So the next year I won't have to worry about this, because I'll get a dated one for next year. So that's Victor's birthday, that's my birthday, and we get to August, and that's Miss Selena's birthday, and we get to September, and then we get to October. Oh, I need to put the I put it up there. I did this. I should have. That's the only thing about. I could have done it, because the 31st is on Monday. I could have done it like that, but I just threw it up there, because I could technically do it down here, but you know. Anyway, so, and I had run out of those little numbers that I was using here, unfortunately, but that's okay. And then Thanksgiving, December, and there we go. Now back here, what I've done is I took that page from The Secret Garden, that's page 5 of The Secret Garden, the book, and I put it over here in front of my books. These are books that I'm reading or that I've read, and you can see where I started and where I finish it. This is an example page. This of daily. This is my wish list. I need to add a couple of things to here. I still haven't went and put the things from the other. These are self-care ideas, and I will continue to add them. This is health stuff, so anything that the doctor lets me know or that I need to let the doctor know about. When did we last? Monthly bills, I'm going to write these in now that I've shown you this. Subscriptions, and I wrote things down. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime. These are expenses. I need to go in and fill these out so that whenever I go to do my taxes for this year, next year, I won't have so many issues. And these are different things that are part of purchases that I made in April and May, and I need to put them all together. So then we get, after the expenses, we get to important contact information, medication list, recommendations. I had this in an A5 insert that I was using with the Hobonichi cousin, but I like the insert idea for certain things, but I like having it all sort of in one place. So back here, I have this is the cheat sheet or spacing. This is Netflix and what we want to watch and when it's going to come out and what we've started watching and maybe the seasons. I'm just going to put a little notation. And this is Hulu, and this is Amazon Prime, and this is just movies. And that's it, y'all. This whole thing right here is my bullet journal. This is my bullet journal. I need a 2-book system because of all those things I talked about. I chose to switch from the 1 notebook bullet journal system, and I was doing that in Stology, and I was doing that in the Odyssey notebook A5. Done it in a lot of different notebooks, the bullet journal system, that trying to do the one. This works the best for me, and I think the Wonderland 222 is set up perfect for that. Hopefully I won't have to get the undated again because I would rather it be dated. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and let me know what you think. Investing in myself is a good thing. It's an investment in myself because I didn't think that I deserved anything that cost this much. It's the same with other things like the artist grade watercolors and things like that. Believing in myself and that I deserve is a good thing. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to do the YouTubey things like subscribe, click the little bell notification so that you are notified whenever I do videos, or put things in the community tab, or I don't do shorts, but yeah, I'm too rambly. I might be able to, but I don't think so. And share, comment if you can, because all of those things that you can do, every single one of those things makes a difference with the channel and the analytics. And with the analytics comes recommendations, so my videos get recommended to other people, which means more people will find my channel and hopefully watch and enjoy the content. Y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go back to watching Emily D. Baker and catch up on the rest of the today's stuff for the trial. So I broke my glasses. Before I go, I broke my red glasses. So I'm going to the eye doctor tomorrow, and a guy that got messy from being over there. These are just reading glasses because with my contacts in, I can't see very well up close. So they are monovision, but I can't see. Anyway, y'all have a great one. Bye, y'all. Sorry this is so chatty. If you made it to end of this, man, what? Thank you.